Hola muchachos, welcome here. My name is Therese and I already have 3 kids earthside and 1 kid in utero. At this point, I am 21 weeks pregnant. By the time you're watching this, I'm more like 22. Quick story that's gonna just make all of this seem a lot more interesting and like intentional. So after having my 3rd, we really thought we were done having kids via my body. We tried adoption, it didn't work. And then from that, I got rid of seriously all of our baby stuff. I gave it away to friends. I donated it and I was just like, I'm done. Let's get rid of this. Now being pregnant with baby number 4, I have to kind of restart. I'm starting from scratch again, and in so many ways, I'm absolutely thrilled about this. This means that when I go out and get items for baby, I know exactly what I will use and exactly what I will not use, and that is the inspiration for today's video. I'm gonna share with you guys, as someone who has had 3 kids, gotten rid of everything, and having to restart, what I am not buying for baby this time around. I've used some of these items, I could kind of live without them, and then the items that I've never really used, I've never really desired or felt like I really needed to get them. So I hope you guys like this video. I don't want to come off as being judgmental. If you love some of these items for your baby, this is obviously a personal point of view. I also am very minimal with the stuff that I use for myself, my family, my kids. We adopt a more minimalistic lifestyle in a lot of different ways. And I feel like it is so important when it comes to a baby, just because it's easier on you to have less stuff for them, but then in the same way have stuff that is maybe a smaller amount of stuff, but it's just way better. It's more intentional, it's more beneficial. And yes, I would love to do a video after this talking about some things I am actually using for baby, but I won't get to that video until like I've bought in some of those things and stuff. So I hope you guys like today's video. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, the pacifier. My son and my daughter Elizabeth, my last 2, were not huge soother like babies. They would use it here and there, but it wasn't really needed. I used it because I had soothers, but I was like, why am I even using these? So at about 2 months, I just kind of was like, you don't need soothers. They were happy, they weren't colicky. With my first baby, Ivy, very colicky. She needed a soother for those first couple months. At about month 3 or 4, I took it away and I was like, I don't need you anymore. She got corrected at the chiropractor and she turned to a happy baby. A soother is an extra thing that I have to take, an extra thing I have to remember, an extra thing I have to clean. The whole soother clip thing, just honestly, for me, it's very, very inconvenient. And I don't want to have a child that really heavily relies on a soother. For me, if my baby is sad, like, dude, I just latch them onto my boob right away. I really love breastfeeding, but I understand how a soother can be really nice. As someone who has a colicky kid, it's really nice to have a soother at some points. So for this one, I'm not planning on doing a soother though, because my previous kids really didn't need it or hugely benefit from it. If this child ends up having colic or other issues, and I'm really thinking that a soother could hugely benefit them, then like, awesome. But I'm going into this being like, I'm not buying a soother. I'm not going to be intentional about using a soother. I know a lot of people use a soother so their kids don't suck their thumbs. I had 1 thumb sucker and then the other 2 never sucked their thumbs, and my 1 thumb sucker didn't suck her thumb for an extremely long amount of time. So it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I'm not a huge soother mom, and I'm actually really glad that I don't have really huge soother kids so far. Okay, next is your regular bassinet, your basket bassinet, your playpen bassinet. I don't want to do that anymore. I've had like a rock and play for my kids for a bassinet. I have had the Moses basket for my kids. I have had the bassinet kind of like add-on attachment bassinet for like a playpen, and this is what I've realized. If I'm going to invest my money in anything, and I'm so legit in anything when baby is born, it is a proper bassinet that is going to be beside my bed, that is height adjustable, that has sides that easily bend down. It's going to be something that will actually be hugely beneficial to me during nighttime feeds. All of my other bassinets during the night, I just found myself, I had to lean over, I had to grab them. This is a king size bed, so we're up really high. I want something that comes up high, that's very adjustable. I'm kind of eyeing out the Halo bassinet because it'll come up high and it'll even swizzle a little bit onto your bed, but baby is still in their bassinet, so you can have them close. But I've seen it. The moms will like have the bassinet on their bed. Baby starts crying at night. You're like, oh, don't worry. You whip out your boob, you pull the little side down, you just stick your boob onto the bassinet, and they just start feeding. You can lay down, you can feel safe. Baby is safe, you guys can feed. You just put that thing back up, go to sleep. I will invest countless amounts of dollars into a better night's sleep when I am nursing a baby at night. And I think a bassinet is the way to go. I'm not against the Moses basket or any other type of bassinet. I think they work fine, maybe especially if you have a low bed, but we're pretty high up and I need something that's going to be high up with me and just caters to my needs when I am sleeping and awake. So that's like the bedside bassinet. That's what I'm looking for. I know lots of people like the Moses basket because they can kind of put baby around the house and put them in the Moses basket. For me, I'll put my baby on the couch. I'll put my baby on like a pillow on the ground. I don't find it extremely needed in that sense. So no regular basket bassinets, even though they're beautiful and they're really, really cute. I just think they're not as hugely beneficial as something like what I already described. And hold on. We're running out of air. Okay, next. This might shock you. If you know me, this was huge for me with all my kids. I cloth diapered all my kids. I saved so much money from cloth diapering, and this time around I have decided not to cloth diaper. There's a couple reasons why. I would say the first reason is that I gave all my cloth diapers away, so I would have to repurchase a whole new stash of cloth diapers, which almost defeats the purpose of cloth diapering and like saving money, because you will spend a lot of money on cloth diapers. I spent a lot of money on them with Ivy, but then I used them through all my kids, so it made sense. But I mean, you could spend $500-600 on cloth diapers to last your child their entire cloth diaper like journey. But then if you have multiple kids, it makes sense. So there's that. But like honestly, the main thing is just I'm a homeschooling mom, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm a working mom. I am so busy. I don't have time to cloth diaper. And honestly, with Kieran staying at home as well, he just really doesn't like the cloth diaper. He would do it, but it is kind of gross. It's gross. It's a ton of extra work. So we're not gonna cloth diaper this baby. Now, I've never been like a huge Huggies or Pampers person, so I lean more towards like the organic diapers. I know on them they'll say like composes faster than other diapers, but who really knows? All I know is that I'm giving myself that point of grace with baby number 4, because I've never been so busy, and I bet you when this baby comes, I will never be so busy. Like that kind of busy. So that's my grace. No cloth diapers this time around. I'm actually really excited about that. Number 4 is a sound machine. In our previous house, it was a 1-bedroom mobile, so it was very loud, it was very small. So when we put the kids down, we heavily relied on the sound machine to just kind of buffer the noise that we would be making in the kitchen. Like kids would literally wake up from us pouring like a bowl of cereal. They'd wake up and be like, huh? And I was like, no, this is not okay. So then we introduced the sound machine, really loved it, but when we moved to this space, we stopped using sound machines. They still worked, but they were just unnecessary. And you will realize the more kids you have, your last kid will be more used to sound. Like Ivy wasn't that good with sound. Calvin started doing great with sound. Elizabeth, like you could put her asleep to like hard rock, loud music. Like she would be totally fine. It's just they're used to sound. So I just don't find the need for a sound machine here because we have a bigger space, and because I mean as time goes on your child just gets used to sound, and I think it's good for them to naturally get used to sudden sounds and movements and to work through them. Okay, next is a baby monitor. So this is something I've actually never owned. I have had probably 40 plus brands of baby monitor message me and be like, can we work together? I want to send you something. And I think they look at me and go like, she's a mom. She'd love a baby monitor. I have never had a desire for a baby monitor. I know a lot of parents will use it as like a safety precaution, but where I put my child down to sleep or whatever, it's always safe. I always feel safe about putting them to sleep. I'm very careful with how I put my kids down to sleep, especially when they're just little. But even as time goes on, I just think your child deserves some privacy. Like, and if you have a baby monitor for like your 5-year-old, like I'm not judging you, but just personally for me, I think think that sense of privacy for your child is just really important later on. But in the beginning, guys, I have a lot of peace coming into my bedroom, putting baby down in a bassinet and just being like, I'll see you when nap time's done, and kind of create like a healthy disconnect. Because if you're just surrounded by your baby and then you're watching your baby nap, for me, it would really be a lot. So it's kind of like a healthy disconnect. Put them down. You can check on them like here and there, but I've never really seen a benefit to me or Kieran in having a baby monitor for our children. And it's honestly, it's an extra thing we don't have to worry about. It's really nice. So I'm so out of breath. Okay, next is baby chairs, baby rockers, the mama-roo, the swizzle things. I don't like them. I'm a huge baby wearer. I love wearing babies. I will either wear my babies or just put my babies down on the ground to let them just do their thing. Putting them in something that just kind of rocks them, or a swing, or the mama-roo thing. They're expensive and I'm just not here for it. There's also some wooden ones that are literally like $500. They look cute, sure. They look cute. You're an Instagram mom. You like taking pictures of your kid in that, holding your coffee and your Bible out so people can see that you do that stuff. It's so expensive. And I think I just need to tell someone this. Your baby doesn't care. Your baby will not care about the price of what you're putting them in, what it looks like. They won't care. And if other people care, tell them to like go take a hike, because it's your baby and it's your money. Anyway, so instead of like, if I notice my baby's just kind of sad, whiny, instead of putting them in something that just kind of rocks them or like swings them around, I'm huge into grabbing them and just baby wearing them. I love that. I can also baby wear and like feed at the same time. I just find it to be cheaper, a really sweet way to be close with my baby. And it's one less thing I have to have just hanging out on the floor that I bet you my other kids will use more than the baby will. Next is a excessive baby gym. So there's like the baby gyms that are like the huge saucers with the big toys like bending over, or there's the baby gyms with like the huge crisscross toys hanging out over them. Guys, they're really, really, really big. They're so huge. And even though we have a bigger space, we're still very careful about what we bring into the house, because anything too big will clutter our space because we're in a skinnier type of layout. I know it may not always look like that online, but it is. I use a wide angle lens. We're just tricking everyone. Hold on, I'm gonna breathe. Take a sip of coffee. Okay, that'll get us through. I like just the baby gym that just kind of goes like this over top, but I'm even kind of thinking if I want to do that, I probably will. And I like that one because it's smaller, but I just don't like these big kid saucer, move around, noisy, overly colorful, stimulating, vibrating things. That's where I draw the line and I'm like, you better stay over there because I don't want you in my house. It's just too big, it's too much, it's too loud. And for me, it just is unnecessary. I think one of the greatest things you can do for your kids is just lay down a blanket, lay them down, and like put them near a window or put them where you are and they can watch you like make dinner or something from the ground. Letting your baby see their surroundings is really, really great. Letting your baby even get bored is good. It's not a bad thing. I don't want my kids to feel like I need to fully entertain them all the time for them to be happy. I want to teach them that sometimes there's a lot of beauty and joy in just laying down and looking around. So yeah, that's my thought on that. Next is newborn clothes that are not onesies or sleepers. I feel like when they get to more of like the 3 to 6 month, that's when you really want to do clothes that are more like clothes. You know, you want the little pants and the sweaters. But when they're like the 0 or like newborn to 3 month, you know what? Firstly, do yourself a favor. Onesies and sleepers, they're stinking cute and they're really awesome. This is my first baby that I'm having in a warm month in maybe July, but most likely August. That's my due date. Actually, you know what? My due date's in August, but I bet you I'm having this baby in July. My babies always come early. My baby's just gonna be hanging out in a onesie. It's cool, it's one piece. If they poop everywhere, it's just one item that I have to clean versus the shorts and the onesie and the sweater or the tank top, you know? And it's just more more comfortable for them. For my other kids, they lived in sleepers in the winter and fall time, and it was comfy, it was cute, it was easy, it was fantastic. So that's really just what I'm going for. For the first few months, just let them be comfy, let my life be a little bit easier. And then on that same topic, newborn shoes. Now, for my kids that were born in winter and fall time, they had little booties which kept their feet warm. But I'm talking about like structured shoes with like rubber on the bottom, like people expecting my 3-month-old to walk, like those kind of shoes. I don't I don't understand. I think they're kind of cute, but there's nothing as great as just like that little wool booty, you know what I mean? Or like the little cotton booty with the ties is so cute. I never bought a super structured shoe for my newborn. I'm very glad I didn't. Just little soft cotton booties, wool booties. Those are the way to go, but I'm not gonna do that this time around because my baby's gonna be born in the summertime. But little socks and stuff, because they still need to keep warm, will be obviously a good idea. Next, a changing table. I used a changing table for my daughter Ivy, and I didn't like it. It just, I found it so much easier to change them on the ground or change them on the bed, but usually on the ground. A changing table was not necessary for me. I had a basket that would have wipes and diapers, maybe a few onesies because we had blowouts. Not we, the children had blowouts. So that was kind of like my little caddy that I would take with me around the house, like if I needed to suddenly change a diaper. But I found the whole changing table thing with the accessories, with the thing that goes on top, it was expensive and it just really didn't serve me as much as I thought it would. It's just so much easier just to change them somewhere else or on the ground, or even just like on your lap. I found it very easy to change my child on my lap. So no to a changing table. I understand like for storage and stuff, maybe you're a changing table mom. Maybe you just love that you have one area in your house that you change your child's diaper. But for me, I have to be very, very versatile. Like no matter where I am, we need to change this diaper, and I just find that it works really well. Next is a baby bathtub. Guys, when you have a baby, I think the nicest thing for me to do is to bathe with them. Whenever I've had to bathe one of my babies, I bathe with them. I sit in the bathtub with them and I wash them, and it's just, sometimes they scream, sometimes they don't, but it's just that warm skin against warm skin. I think it's good for you, it's good for baby, you can wash them, and it's also more secure for them. I feel like if you're just putting them into water, it's kind of like, whoa, for them, but if you're there in the water with them, a little different. It's a little more secure. So no to a baby bathtub. No to the snuggle me, snuggle-roo, DockATot things. You know, those things that kind of go like this, that are like, the idea behind them is somewhere you can put your baby where maybe your baby won't roll off of something, or I know some parents will use it for co-sleeping. We don't co-sleep, so that's kind of out of the question. Some parents will use it because their child will sometimes go like this, like they're looking for something to hold on to, and it's something that will kind of hug the baby a little bit more. Again, I'm a baby wearer. I wear my babies, and if I'm not wearing my babies, they are just on a comfy little blanket on the ground. Again, broken record, zing, zing, zing. An extra thing I don't have to store, I don't have to buy, and I don't have to just use. I love, you guys can tell, I love relying on the baby carrier, and it's an item you just use it for such a short amount of time. So I'm here for the baby carrier. That I'm a baby carrier mom, that's what I am, and I'm apparently a blanket mom because I just lay down a blanket and just have my baby stay there. Okay, we have a few more. Car seat attachments for the stroller. I love my Phil and Ted stroller, and they're always nice enough to be like, do you want us to send you some car seat attachments so you can take the baby car seat out from the car and just put it right onto the stroller? I always say no. I find it really, really important for me to unbuckle baby, take baby out, and put baby in the stroller. It's good to help baby stretch a little bit. It's good for baby to know that sometimes they're gonna be moved and taken to different places, and it's fine and they're still okay. I know it's so much easier just to take the baby thing out and just clip. I want to be intentional with what I'm doing with my kids, even from a young age. So I really like taking my baby out, letting them stretch a little bit. Sometimes just like go like this for a bit, and then I put them into the stroller and just bundle them up. I just want them to be in different places and feel secure and comfortable being in those different places, but still being able to like see me and stuff, because I'm the foundation of their security as their mom. So as long as they see me doing all this stuff for them, they're gonna find it as comfortable, as normal, and they're still secure because I'm still there. Next, the diaper genie. I know there's a cool group of moms that love the diaper genie. This is coming from a mom who has never diaper genied. Most houses that I go into where a mom diaper genies, I'm sorry mom, it still smells like poop. It does. You are changing poopy diapers all the time. Your house is still going to smell like poop. Diaper genie, no diaper genie. I think it's just expensive. Again, it's an extra thing to have. And then I know this sounds simple, but like as soon as our kid does a nasty poop, all of our kids are potty trained right now, so we're not even diapering, but whenever our kid did a nasty poop in their diaper, we just put it outside. Like we had an outside garbage and that's just where we would put it. So all the stinkiness would stay outside in the fresh air and it just wouldn't get stinky out there anyways. Therefore, we didn't need a diaper genie, nor did I want a diaper genie. We just put the diapers outside. Like if you don't want your house to smell bad, just put the thing that smells bad outside. That's what worked for us. Last one, the bottle warmer. So I'm sure you're looking at me being like, she probably breastfed till her kids were like 2. I didn't. I really, really wanted to breastfeed for at least a year. Like that was my goal. But my milk dried up with both of my daughters. And then with my son, my milk supply was insane. It was incredible. But he got teeth at 2 months and he was just slicing me like crazy. Like he was still so brand new. He was just slicing me and I was like, I have to stop because I'm bleeding and I'm in pain all the time. So I breastfed in the beginning for like a handful of months, and then I switched over to formula / breast milk that I had frozen in the freezer. I found that, and I've used bottle warmers before, I just found that I was able to bottle warm just like in a cup with hot water. Or if I'm going through a drive-thru, I'd be like, hey, can I just have a cup, just put like 2 inches of hot water in? And they'd be like, yeah, sure. And I could stick my bottle in there. It's a convenient device, but again, it's an extra device, and it's an extra device that's specifically in my kitchen. And I love for my kitchen to be very minimal, clean counter space. Whether it's a little item or a big item, I don't want it sitting on my counter if it doesn't have to. So no to the bottle warmer for me. There's just other ways of doing it that work just fine. That's it, guys. Those are things that I'm not going to be using with this baby. I think what is so cool is that when I get together with other moms, they talk about some of the things I just listed here as like their must-have items. And then I talk about some of my must-have items and they're like, no. We're all very different and that's what makes us so cool. But if you're a first-time mom, why can't I talk? But if you're a first-time mom, I encourage you to start out small, start out minimally, and then build from there versus being just kind of like overloaded with all this stuff and it's like too much and it's clutter. Just start slow. Babies are so simple. They need to be fed. Anyway, breast milk formula, fed, given good sleeps, and just loved on. That's what baby needs. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. Now that I had a successful 20-week ultrasound, everything is looking good, baby is feeling good. I'm going to start purchasing some things for baby. So that will be later on, but I'm going to share with you guys my ultimate essentials for baby after just kind of getting rid of everything and starting all over again. So thank you for watching. I really, truly love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.